Sharks, New Year's, art goals, let's go! Hey everyone, Studio here, back again. Today's video is going to be a bit more than the usual voiceover. I have some important things that I want to discuss concerning the channel. I'm super excited. So first off, we're going to talk about what you're actually watching, the drawing that you're actually watching. The idea for it was yoinked straight from Twitter's fish Sona trend. I thought it was a really fun and cute idea since I love marine life, especially fish, and while sharks aren't really the typical fish, it's fine because I saw people doing eels and all that. It's fine. So I chose thresher shark because thresher sharks are my favorite shark species, or rather family, because there's actually 3 different species, and this one was the common thresher shark. And I chose this specific species because they have a wonderful speckled pattern, and they're typically the biggest of the 3 species. I could make a whole video on thresher shark facts. In fact, I'd love to do something with that in the future, but that's all for another time. All you need to know right now is that I didn't just take the coloration of the thresher shark as inspiration for the design. Obviously you'll see a very long tail and she's got a decent sized dorsal fin on her head, but her arms, I made her arms very long because thresher sharks, especially common threshers, have extremely long pectorals. So I wanted to give her long arms, and it doesn't quite show it here. You'll see later when the arms are actually drawn. It doesn't quite show it because it's kind of difficult to show when they're all up, but if she had them down, they'd look a little out of place. Anyway, one other little design bit for her. She's, supposed to be fish Sona. I chose the larger species because I wanted to make her beefy. I wanted to make her strong girl. Because I would like to be strong in 2021. She's supposed to be a fish Sona. So I guess I'm drawing that goal into existence. And what I promise is the last thing about this character before I get on to the nitty-gritty. I gave her these like little water headphones over her gills, and I really liked that idea where it pulls oxygen from the atmosphere and recycles the water so that she can walk on land and breathe without suffocating or breathing in stale water. So you can do, I don't want to go into science of it because I don't know the actual science, but it's possible to do. Anyways, I could go into how like she puts it on over her gills, but that's not what we're here for. So it was just a fun character creation, a nice break between commissions and other responsibilities where I got to do some personal art, which is great because I struggle with doing personal art. So anyways, now that that's out of the way, we can get to the meat of the video, the important stuff, the information pertaining to you all. YouTube uploads and plans. So I'm using 2020 to get serious about a lot of things regarding art, regarding this channel, and regarding my online presence in general. I found that I really, really enjoy making YouTube videos, even if it takes a little extra time out of my week. Sometimes a lot of extra time out of my week. And I really love streaming. That has been a huge motivator to do art. And I really like sharing what I create online. So I want to make this a regular thing, more regular than it was last year. I want to do this for a while. I want to do it alongside whatever job I get. I really enjoy it. I want to keep it up. So starting this year, every Wednesday, starting this Wednesday, I'm going to be uploading a process video or a voiceover video. As far as topics for the videos go, I want to vary them so that they're less of a this is what I drew and how I drew it, and it's more of me talking about my own art journey, kind of bringing you guys along with it. Advice, talking about my characters, things along those lines. Something useful, something that's a little bit more substantial than my usual rambling. And I want to prioritize those over regular speed paints, which I'm going to be using as backups. Because I will also be posting my Twitch VODs on this channel every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So you guys will be getting videos 4 of the 7 days of the week. So, and the reason that speed paints are a backup because of these VODs is my Twitch VODs, about 50 to 75% of the footage that I use on my YouTube channel is also streamed. So there would be a lot of repetitive footage if all I did was speed paints. Having the topics to discuss kind of breaks that up. It makes it less monotonous, makes me a little more interesting, especially for me. You know, I want to put out things that are quality. I want to put out things that are interesting to do and not just, oh, well, here's a Twitch VOD and here's a sped up version of the Twitch VOD, essentially. My Twitch videos get an average of 17 views while they are up on my Twitch channel. So I wanted some place to keep them long term since they get a little bit of traffic. And I was really happy about that. However, the schedule won't be properly stated yet, because I have more VODs than I do days of the week. So there's going to be VODs uploaded off schedule, kind of like in a mass upload at first, but they'll taper out quickly and they'll get back on schedule in due time. If you guys are curious about my streams, I do host them every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday in the evening at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So the streams usually go for about 4 hours, so until 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Sometimes, though, I end them earlier if I'm not feeling well that day or if I have some other stuff I need to do, and sometimes they go longer because another thing I do on my Twitch channel is I like to play video games with my friends. So if I'm playing with them that day, I might end the art portion of it early, or I might just go longer. And it's all dependent. But it's mostly art. It is mostly art on my streams, sometimes video games. And on to the last subject. It's not as important to you guys as the upload schedule, but this kind of does foreshadow some of what you guys are going to see on my social media, my art social medias, and on the YouTube channel. I made a lot of goals for art this year concerning improving my current skills and gaining new skills. Mostly, I want to increase my understanding of art fundamentals because I have a bit of a grasp on them right now, but I'm mostly self-taught. The only traditional teaching I had was in high school and middle school. I didn't go to any art college. The lessons that I took, outside of school, were done as a middle schooler, where I was the oldest in the class. And it was a great experience. It was a nice little local place. So my understanding of fundamentals is not nearly as concrete as someone who may have gone to art school. Now I'm going to teach myself though. That's the thing. I just need to devote time to it, which is what I'm gonna do. Another thing that I want to do is I want to experiment more with colors and lighting, which those are fundamentals of art, but there's something that is always worked on and you continue to grow. And when you take it to another level beyond the fundamental, it becomes its whole own thing. And I'm currently reading a color book. It's written by a colorist and it's really cool. It's really interesting. I kind of knew about some of the things in there, color schemes and whatnot. I knew about the color wheel, but he's got this whole big color wheel that he uses, and his explanation of the color schemes is so much more than I expected. I will move on, but I have some time to explain this. So one of them is the analogous color scheme. I always thought, I always understood the basic of it, which is you have 3 colors that are right next to each other on the color wheel. They go well together and you use them for the whole painting. What I didn't understand was that it's not just those colors, it's also the values of those colors, each one individually, and each one, mixed together if you want. And it's also all of the semi-neutrals and neutrals of those colors, which you get a semi-neutral or a neutral by mixing a color with its complementary color. And the semi-neutrals and neutrals are absolutely gorgeous. Definitely look them up. I highly recommend it. But I didn't understand that you could use those in an analogous color scheme. But you can. So anyway, I'm learning a lot. Very excited. Oh yeah, more goals. Something else I want to do is I want to draw more subjects. So right now what I draw a lot is dragons and dogs. Sometimes dragon dogs. Mix the two together. So I want different subjects. I want to try more. One of the big ones being humans. I want to understand human faces and human anatomy. As you can see here, I kind of understand the basic human anatomy, but whenever I try to apply to a human, it gets a little wonky, and then the faces. I struggle a lot with the faces. I've been making some progress recently. My last stream, Ducky helped me out. It was great, so that's something else I want to improve upon greatly. And I want to focus on full scenes rather than just headshots and like basic backgrounds. So a little trick I'm using to make myself do that more is I'm going to do my poor neglected characters, and like I'm gonna do a whole scene, so like a mountainscape or a seascape or like fields or like an urban area, and then I'm gonna put my characters in it, so it's like world building for their stories while also tricking me into doing more practice. Anyway, I'm also going to be doing more traditional art, but that's unlikely to make it to YouTube. I will most likely, though, post it on my Twitter and my Instagram. Probably not DeviantArt, but there's a chance. So if you want to see it, if you would like, you can follow me on Twitter at Studio Shadows, or you can follow me on Instagram at Studio Shadows Art. I don't upload as much as I upload to DeviantArt, but I definitely like to upload more of my unfinished pieces, my work in progresses, my sketches, my traditional art there. So there is still interesting content. I also always advertise when I'm going to stream on those two social medias. So, you know, it's worth it to watch me there. So yeah, that's one more thing I do want to say though. As a little piece of advice, I found that the best way to keep myself motivated, so I've been working on self-discipline for a while, and I'm yanking it into high gear this year. Something that I found is I struggle with motivation and pushing myself to do things. Streaming, interacting with the chat, someone is holding me accountable for art, and I'm able to do it. It's great, it's wonderful. Use that, anyone else who struggles with this. Use someone else keeping you accountable. So yeah, that's it. I hope you're all looking forward to what I bring this year, because I certainly am. Please consider giving this video a like or subscribe to my channel. It helps me out, because then I know that you guys like what I'm doing. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.